up, everybody? Welcome to the Sixers Postgame Live. The Sixers season continues. The season is still alive. Sixers get the W in a hard-fought win, 112-106. Joining us, he is Pat. Give him a follow on next at Pat from Amber. What's up, Pat?
We live to fight to see another day. We live to fight to see another day. Just when everyone in the Delaware Valley thought this was over. They thought this game was goodbye, was ripped and torn, and at times throughout this game, this looked like it was your Knicks typical game. However, this 76ers team hung around because of one man. You know what that was? Maxim Muss. Mighty Max himself bailed the 76ers out tonight. We get to live to see another day. Bringing it back, Game 6 here in South Philly. Hopefully your fans will show up.
Let's talk about this one first. I can't even fathom that because there's going to be a lot of Knicks fans heading to Philly on Thursday night. Also joining us, he is Mitch Kofsky. Give him a follow next at Mitch Kofsky. Yo, Mitch.
Embiid's triple-double was the quietest triple-double I've ever seen. I did not expect that. He almost finished with a quadruple-double in turnovers.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We're going to get into Embiid. And there's a lot of bad, but at the end of the day, he delivered, and we're gonna discuss how he did so. Guys, if you're watching this live, of course, comment with us, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We have Barry in the house saying Maxey is a stud. The 4-point play, then the 3-point play from Staten freaking Island. That one 3-pointer he hit from the logo was nuts, man. Wow. It's going to make a lot of money. Second biggest shot of the 21st century for the Philadelphia 76ers. Barry says, not today, New York. Tech Quentin says, give it to Toby. Tobias Harris had his best game of the year by far. There's no doubt about it. He was efficient, very good defense. We're going to get into that. What adjustments do we make for Game 6? We'll talk about that. Sixers in 7, says Andre. Make sure rest. One game at a time here for the Philadelphia 76ers. But we got to start off with TYRESE Maxey, 46 points. But most importantly, man, that stretch he had at the end of the fourth quarter was electric. You saw Maxey hit just a massive 3 with 4:25 remaining there in the fourth quarter. He had a beautiful drive and dish to Oubre underneath the basket. Then you had the N1 over Brunson. The 3-point pull-up N1 made it a 2-point game. And then Maxey tying the game with 9 seconds remaining with a 3-pointer from the logo. Maxey in the fourth quarter and overtime combined, 23 points. Just going to do my math. 7 of 11 from the field. 5 of 6 from 3-point range, man. This was the game we needed from TYRESE Maxey because Embiid really struggled in this one. He had cement for feet. He's clearly gassed. Nurse continuing to play him for too long. We'll get into Embiid in a little bit, but I'll throw it to you, Pat. What do you think about TYRESE Maxey?
Again, just being a ball hog out there. And, when the Knicks were just playing down low physical and we're just kind of we're kind of in the mind already of Joel Embiid, I was like, oh, no, this game is already over. And, there was times in the first half of the game where, Maxey was trying to take it to the cup and they were just getting physical with him. I thought, man, they're just going to be in the Sixers' head. And they just turned the corner. And if anything, Maxey just got better throughout the course of the game. And you see, like you were just mentioning, that second half of the game, again, just shooting the lights out from the perimeter, getting himself open, creating space, hitting his pullback jumpers. Again, 7 for 12 from the perimeter. I mean, he was lights out. He was carrying this team on his back. And with all the miscommunications that Joel Embiid had as far as passing the rock around and, there was a bunch of that going on, but he saved this game. He literally did. He just put the whole team on his back and said, "We're not going out in Game 5. We're taking this back to Philly." So again, there's not much more you can say other than Maxey played his heart out today. I mean, just getting the pass in the transition, just finding open spacing on the floor, creating a shot. Really, really good, solid game from Maxey.
Yeah, Embiid better buy Tyrese Maxey a new car or something before the game on Thursday because he completely saved his ass in this one. Embiid has a triple-double, but there are times when Embiid needed to be benched. It was that bad. Mitch, what did you think of Tyrese Maxey?
He had 22 points in the fourth quarter and overtime combined. He just, again, we've seen him develop in clutch situations. Taking that big shot from the logo is something we needed big time, and he steps up big when others couldn't. So shout out to Maxey. Shout out to Maxey there.
Yeah, this was an amazing performance. This is the game we were waiting to see from Tyrese Maxey. Step up, be aggressive, be assertive in this offense. And I love seeing, even though like he didn't hit his shots early overtime, I love seeing the confidence. I think, we've seen a lot from this series. I still think the Sixers are a more talented team than the New York Knicks, but pound for pound, I do think the Knicks are a more cohesive team. They're a smarter team.
That makes sense.
But like the lessons learned in this game is that there's no competent offense that doesn't involve Joel Embiid. You have the Joel Embiid low post up. You have the high post up. You have the Joel ISO. You have the two-man game with Maxey. After that, it's really bad. And I think if there's anything to take from this game beyond this going into the offseason, it's just that Tyrese Maxey has to be that number one option next year. You have to reduce Embiid's role on offense, and if Joel doesn't like it, I don't care. Maxey needs to be that guy, and he delivered tonight. So it was amazing.
And to me, you could just see it. I mean, the Knicks didn't fear Joel Embiid. They were playing bully ball with him, and I hate to say it, but that leg being at 63%, they bullied him, and they showed no fear of going after him low in the post. And to me, I was like, well, what is Plan B? And like you were just saying, guys, Maxey showed I am Plan B. I'm going to be Plan A moving forward. And listen, we've all poo-pooed him throughout the course of this series. But, man, this is if there was ever for a time to show that this is why he's going to take his game to the next elite level, this was it. This was your bread and butter for today.
Yeah, this was such a legacy game for Joel Embiid. And I'll be honest, Jalen Brunson, scrappy, he was the star of this series. And it took Tyrese Maxey pulling Joel Embiid aside and saying, look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. And he delivered. Yes. So it was a great moment. Chris says Sixers should not get complacent for the next two games. Obviously, that's definitely true. Lesson for Nurse: use your bench a little more. We haven't seen that, man. I'm actually surprised. I thought we would see some adjustments from Nick Nurse. We did not. We literally saw the same thing from Game 4. Barry says Nick Nurse can't play Embiid the whole second half. The man is gassed by the end of the game. And we dog Embiid for this game, but let's be honest, he had some real big moments in that overtime, hitting an N1 runner that gave the Sixers a 4-point lead. He blocked Brunson on the successive defensive possession.
Yeah.
The flagrant was horrible. Awful call. Just trying to think. What else did we miss? I thought he did put together some very solid defensive possessions. Steven says fatigue. First overtime win in the playoffs. Is that true for the Sixers?
I just think isn't it all in the playoffs? No. There was overtime in the playoffs, right?
Quentin says if the Sixers win the series, I'm sending a case of crumble cookies to EOP headquarters. I'm down. Never had some.
Come on.
Good game from Embiid, and the Sixers lose. Mark my words. I thought Embiid kind of got his head out of his ass there late in the game. That late Oubre layup was money.
Mm-hmm.
That pass from Nico Batum was awesome. Oubre kind of doing what he does best, cutting to the basket on the baseline. We got to see that late big moments there. Please let Doc get eliminated first. Maxey play, and Maxey again from Dame time for 7 points. Giordano's in the house and goes 76ers. Sixers have talent, but the current scheme is too basic, man. The offense is horrible. It's heavy ISO. It's very stale. Lots of just ball watching, waiting for Embiid to kind of take over. We'll talk about Embiid next. All right, smash the like button. Thank you so much.
Yes, Charles.
Charles, how's everyone doing tonight? We're doing good, man. We're doing good. It's a little bittersweet. I'm trying to temper expectations just a little bit. Are you guys in the same frame of mind? Like,
yes, I'm not.
But I'm like the Sixers still have a lot of work to do.
Listen, this is. I learned my lesson real fast Sunday morning. Don't put the blue sunglasses on. Don't get overhyped about the 76ers. I thought Game 4 was going to be ours. Obviously, we got slapped in the face for it. But, we also thought this series was – we all thought the 76ers season was going to be over. And we were just proven wrong. Again, 76ers came out with a decent punch in the beginning of this game. And then, they hung in just when all, looks like the shift has turned, the momentum has changed for the New York Knicks. The 76ers were still hanging around. They weren't going away anyway, so they found their ways of just hanging around, whether that's a Cameron Payne shot, whether it's, believe it or not, Tobias getting his hands dirty a little bit, just a little bit. Maxey doing his thing, Kelly, like I said, all the mistakes that, Embiid was making, get himself frustrated with everything on the floor. We won the game. Clear, like you said, I think the Knicks have a better bench than we do. I would like Steve said, I would love to see kind of use a little bit more guys off the bench, but I mean, it is what it is. He's not going to go to Buddy. He's going to stay away from Buddy and so forth.
Random says only 2 players are really consistent on the Sixers. Barry says you have a right to enjoy Tobias' game. He was really good. Quentin says Barry knows basketball. We've got a Maxis. Are you not entertained? I love it, man. Best movie ever. Amazing what happens when players getting paid do their jobs. Let's get into Joel Embiid in this one. Really struggled in the second half. It was brutal. 7 points, 3 of 8 from the field, 6 turnovers in the second half. Struggling from 3, struggling from mid-range, not really finishing around the basket, but the turnovers, man. The turnovers were horrible, especially in that fourth quarter. Just careless turnovers, just self-inflicted wounds. And then in the overtime, had some amazing defensive possessions that really turned this game with contesting shots at the rim. Even in Game 4, I thought it wasn't the best Embiid game, but I thought his defense in the paint was outstanding. And at the end of the day, Embiid did deliver. I'll throw it to you, Mitch. What do you think of Embiid?
Just like the passing for me, the playmaking, I was so what are you doing? The double and triple teams were really getting to him. It was just that was just the worst part. Not getting to the foul line is once. I guess it was because of the knee. So he did the best he could. He almost had a quadruple double. So, and he had a triple double. Quiet, very quiet triple double.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I'll go to you, Pat. What do you think of Embiid before I go to mine?
Again, it just to me, like I said earlier, the Knicks weren't showing no fear towards him. They were bullying him. They weren't. You seen Robinson, and he was going at him all night, just as getting physical with him. And Joel Embiid looked like he didn't have an answer. Again, just trying to be playing hero ball. Instead of using the vision and look around. I mean, there was a couple times I know he's not your best option, but how many times we saw Tobias Harris wide open at the corner and no passes were even looked his way. Again, just trying to play that hero ball, trying to take it, for himself. And listen, everyone knows about his his injury. It's going to hurt him, and people are going to try to take full advantage of it. And then, like I said, like Mitch said, a triple double that you didn't even see coming. 19 points, 10 assists, 11 defensive rebounds. So I mean, he was sufficient in the paint, and again, just you wouldn't even think about it because all eyes were on Maxey, and and we just paid attention a little bit more of his deficiencies. Like I said, the miscommunication on the passing, the one he zoomed by Maxey, a few of them. I mean, you can't have that. You're the reason why the Knicks hung around.
Yeah, fully agree. Random says Embiid just got to play down low, get rebounds. Would love to see him kind of a lesser role in offense and just focus on controlling the rebounds in this series. That would be outstanding. Embiid didn't have an answer for Robinson because his mobility was limited. Absolutely. I just can't see how the older dudes like Lowry and Batum are going to have anything left.
Man.
Yeah, it's true. I thought the offense the last couple games has been really bad for Nick Nurse. It felt like Embiid and the rest of the team were just not on the same page. Like if you were watching it, like in terms of Embiid's perspective, it looked like he was trying to draw double teams and feed open guys and move the ball, but the rest of the team were like on the exact opposite page. They were playing the classic, feed Embiid and stand still while he works. It was really ugly at times. So let's roll into one of the players of the game without a doubt, and that's got to be Tobias Harris, in arguably his best game as a Philadelphia 76er. Yeah,
this is Dobbs, right? This is Dobbs, not Twin Brothers Dave.
No,
this is
19 points plus 11, 7-11 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. Tobias Harris shooting the rock from the corners. Who is this guy? He shot 3 of 3 from the corners.
Who's this guy giving flowers right now? I want to know.
Ironically, and possibly his best in last Sixers game ever, decided to play some of his most efficient basketball as a 76er. So kudos to Quentin. What do you think, Pat?
Again, you named it. The one play that kind of sticks out to me throughout the course of the game was the one he had with Robbins, where he made that nice little jumper right over with the one hand.
Yes.
That was beautiful, and him playing, like I said, solid defense. I mean, you're kind of your career's on the line. This is a chance for you to audition for other teams just in case you don't come back here. So you got to play your best basketball. And there was so many times he was, like I said, he was on the perimeter. He was in the corner, just left wide open. Who knows, if he was, having this kind of night, we could have possibly blown out the Knicks if he would have got some more open looks. But I mean, it is what it was. He played, like you said, sufficient good basketball. Again, 8 rebounds. He like I said, he was solid. I liked what I saw from his game. Tobias really brought it tonight.
Yeah, usually your typical Tobias Harris game involves an amazing first quarter, and then quarters 2 through 4, he looks like a straight up G League basketball player. He's horrible.
Yeah.
He's one of the worst players on the court. And he shot 3 of 5 in the second half. Had some big moments in this game. Mitch, any thoughts?
He had a good game. Next. That's all I'm giving him. That's all I'm giving him.
Quentin,
hey,
not
Mitch.
even close.
Yeah.
Stop.
Hey,
Stop.
Mitch. Hey, Mitch. record this day. Just remember, Dives is giving Tobias credit, a lot more credit than he is Joel Embiid right now. Make sure this gets recorded somewhere.
He's the difference maker. There's
yes.
Tobias is the X factor in this series. If you get an efficient Tobias Harris, and if he starts hitting shots from the perimeter like this, and New York can't sag off him like we've seen through 4-5 games and crowd the paint, it's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything for this team. So it's absolutely vital. Steven says you have to hope Toby hitting those 2 foul shots somehow gives him some extra confidence-wise. No one wants the guy to fail. Absolutely agree. And Quinn saying 2 years, $29 million. Absolutely not. That would be the disaster of all disasters.
Thank the Flyers organization, Quentin. Jeez.
In the beginning of the year, the offense looked great with the ball moving, no ISO ball. Yeah, man. Heavy ISO ball as we've seen from the Sixers team. Anybody else have any other takes before we get to player of the game?
I mean, again, another play that really stood out to me was TYRESE Maxey. I have to go back to him. The one play where late in the fourth, it looked like he was going to have a severe injury, and my man's sitting there laughing on the floor, and he's wibbling and wobbling, and he just shakes off. This dude was a warrior tonight. He was laughing at pain. That's the kind of guy I like. Anybody who can laugh at pain is a good dude. So, like I said, my man was just on fire tonight. On fire.
Rebounds. The Sixers actually out-rebounded the Knicks 55-54 in this one. They limited the Knicks to just 6 offensive boards. That has to be a series low. No doubt about it.
How many rebounds did Hart have? I think that's the key. But he's been averaging like a double-double.
Josh Hart had 9 rebounds. 9
there
rebounds.
You go.
Hartenstein had 2 offensive boards. Mitchell Robinson had 3, and OG had 1. So for the first time, the Sixers, I feel like, had more offensive boards than the Knicks in this one, 12-6.
Yes.
Joel Embiid had 5 offensive boards, 2 apiece for Oubre and Toby, 2 for Batum, and then 1 for Paul Reed. And then, it's nice to see the Sixers bench kind of show up a little bit more here in Game 5. 8 points for Batum, 6 points for Payne. Still to this day, the Knicks bench and role players have been killing the Sixers, man. Absolutely killing them. Deuce McBride had another big game. DiVincenzo had some moments, but I thought the Sixers did a good job defensively on him. Maxey was Dame time, absolutely. Blaine says if Tobias could stay the same as tonight, Maxey, have a good game and Embiid pick up his scoring in Game 6. We blow out the Knicks and force Game 7. I actually ran this poll, like what would be more Sixers to win in New York and then lose in Philly, or win in New York, win in Philly, get your hopes up that we have a chance, and then lose in New York. That's I forget.
I think we're going to go with the poison apple of us winning up in New York Game 7.
All right.
That's what we're rolling with.
Toby was shooting 43% when he was on the LA Clippers. And B-Ball Paul has been unplayable. 8 of my 10 Knicks fans are jumping off the Brooklyn Bridge right now, calling Maxey Richie Miller. All right, let's get into our Sixers player game. Sixers player of the game. Lead us off, Pat.
You know what? I'll give you guys the layup. I'll be the good guy here. And I will go Man, I thought you had more of a score night than that. You know what? Screw it. I'll be a sacrificial lamb here. I'm going to go Tobias Harris. I'll go Tobias Harris. I should have left that for Dies, but my man was 3 for 6 from the perimeter. He again just played some really good basketball. Looked really sharp. Again, just making some good plays, making some important plays, came out clutch, and for him to kind of to take the W with those final 3 throws was the nail in the coffin for this team. And again, trying to build this guy a little bit more confidence. He's pretty much saying here, give me some opportunities to make some shots, and I'll do the best I can. So again, you saw he had a nice little mid-range game. He had a nice little shot here and there. He had some nice defensive plays. That's my guy, Tobias Harris.
Yeah, that contested mid-range jumper he made in the fourth quarter was massive. Alden says Tobias kept the Sixers in the game. Vincent says Tyrese Miller, Reggie Maxey. What about you, Mitch?
So my player of the game, I'm gonna go with TYRESE Maxey here. I'll take that. So Maxey finished with 46 points, 9 assists, 5 boards, 17 for 30, 7 for 12 from the field, and he just stepped up when it mattered the most. And I predicted in my pregame show to him to have 36 and 6. So I was off by a little, but other than that, Maxey for me.
My man quit, man. I took Toby
because he wanted me to take him. He wanted me to take him.
Oh.
I feel like Kelly Oubre had some really big moments in this one.
Oh yeah, defensively.
That's where I was going. Like you look at the box score: 6 of 13 for 14 points, 4 boards, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. He didn't hit a single 3-pointer, but he was a +7 and 2. I thought there were some amazing defensive moments from Kelly Oubre and momentum defensive plays. I think that's been the storyline of this game is that the Sixers push a lead and then forget how to play basketball and the Knicks, make a run. Yes, it is a game of runs, but the fact that Kelly Oubre can not even hit a 3-pointer and be that impactful is huge. Having a guy like a Wick, because that's been my take, is it's not the Sixers' lack of a big man that's holding them back. It's not that what's holding this Sixers team back is not having a wing that can create their own offense and not having a wing that can put the ball in the basket. And I'm calling out Tobias Harris for that. And if Tobias Harris can give you this for Game 6, the Sixers are going to have a great shot. So, all right, get some comments real quick. I can't wait to see RP's reaction to the threes by Maxey. We outscored the Knicks in 4 or 5 quarters. That's been pretty much every game this series, Vincent, is like that second quarter where the Sixers just have complete and utter lapses and just fail through and through is the difference. You see that in other games this series, and all the other quarters the Sixers are winning. Oubre always manages to contribute even when he's not scoring a lot. Oubre has a serious knack of knowing where to be at the right time. Steven says all you need from Tobias is to get near regular season averages and not look like Ed Harris. Kelly Oubre is aggressive when you need him to be. All right, let's get into our grades for tonight. That's not it.
Don't you feel it? Sweetness and light from my restless mind. Please give me a way to escape this world gone astray. You could give me a little peace of mind in these troubled times.
All right, team grades. Mitch, lead us off.
All right, so my team grade for this, I'll have to go with like a They did get the dub, so I'm going to put that in consideration. I'm going to go B- here. Just for the fact they stepped up in the fourth quarter, they did do their thing. It was just back and forth this entire time. So if they did not win, I would have gave this like a C plus. So I'm going to give it a B-, just for that, just for the
All right.
dub. And
B
Quinn gives
minus.
an A. I guess I know why.
B- for Mitch. What about you, Pat?
I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to go B plus. Again,
Okay.
just the way to battle back. Again, you didn't get much from your bench, but they lived and died by the three. You did have Cameron Payne get a couple threes. You had Nick Batum get a couple threes. Just enough to get what you needed. I thought, again, Tobias Harris stepped up when needed. I thought, obviously Maxey put this team on his back. And then, of course, the only downfall to it was Joel Embiid, your star. I mean, if he didn't have the greatest of nights, however, like Mitch said, he did record a triple-double. I mean, still, so with all the bad going on in it and with all the momentum that was looking like it was going to be Knicks basketball and all those sorts of things, the Sixers outplayed them at the end of the day, and they got the dub. So, listen, we're not out of it. We still have one more. We live the fight to see another day, and let's take it day by day and let's see what happens in Game 6. But yes, B plus.
Quentin says A. I'm definitely lower than that. I'll go with Mitch. I'll go with B-. At the end of the day, Maxey was the Maxey we needed him to be, and delivering 23 points in the fourth quarter and overtime combined. But I still don't like the offense we're seeing from the Sixers. There's too much ball watching. We need to get back to the.
I thought that was Mike Lauer's job.
Who?
I thought that Mike Lauer's job was to do the ball watching.
Mike Lauer? Okay. I think if this is any indication of what we're going to see the rest of the series with Game 6 and 7, the ball needs to run through Maxey. And Embiid needs to focus on moving the basketball, rebounding, and be more of a secondary option on offense. Focus on defense. Let's trust our perimeter shooters to hit their shots, and we'll go from there. So Quinn says win elimination game equals A. Barry says I did not get the Sixers an A. Most exciting win. I don't know about that. It was not. Steven says I have to give the Sixers a B. Made me realize this may not go 7. The fatigue factor. I can't see how it gets combated. The flagrant one on Joe is ridiculous. It was so bad, man. The foul baiting with Jalen Brunson is getting out of control. It's everything.
Still too much love, a little too early.
Like Trae Young, jumping into people and then just foul baiting, just like we saw from Trae Young. It's so annoying.
How about this
one? I mean, on your team, you would love him to death.
Yes, and again, I don't, and I keep on alluding to this, but I mean, I don't know if Joel Embiid's playing with a little bit of fear in his, he doesn't have trust in that leg. It's obvious. It's written all over his body. He doesn't have trust in his left leg, and that's going down.
Horrible in this game. Horrible.
Yeah, and you see,
Embiid was hoping through most of the game.
And then you have guys like Kyle Lowry. I mean, 26 minutes and gave you nothing. I mean, again, kind of guy was kind of invisible tonight, and you can't have that. Especially again, you got away with tonight, but you're going to imagine come Game 6, this New York Knicks team is going to be all amped up and coming on the fourth rounds, and we need to go toe to toe and punch for punch, and I'm going to need a leader like Kyle to step up and try to do something here, try to make some kind of magic happen.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, Maxey saved Embiid's ass in a big way. This could have gone a whole different narrative that I'm not talking about tonight. Yes. If Maxey didn't go off for 17 points in the fourth quarter, we would be having a completely different conversation.
Agreed.
So, yeah, it's what it is, man. The Knicks are guilty of the same offense. A lot of ball watching. The difference is when Brunson misses a shot, the Knicks crash the boards. Absolutely. But let's be real. The Knicks role players are hitting their shots. Josh Hart,
Yes.
DiVincenzo, Deuce McBride.
Yes.
It's not been the case for the Sixers. Buddy Hield, complete non-factor in this series.
No, you're right. They didn't get no playing time today.
Batum hit a three-pointer in this one, and it was the greatest feeling of all time.
Yeah.
Right.
That he actually hit a three. That's how desperate we are.
Same with Cameron. I mean, the little space that he got and hit a couple of clutch ones, you felt good about yourself. Like, yeah, you had some breathing room.
Yep. Campaign was insane. I prefer Lowry not being on the floor late in exchange for size. And then Reed needs to step up. Yeah. B-Ball Paul hasn't had the best series. You have to give Embiid help. Tonight there was help. They have to try Buddy again. I don't know, man. He's been horrible this series.
I would not even let him step on the floor.
I would go Melton. That's just me. Did Buddy didn't even play today.
Buddy didn't play. No KJ, no Bamba, no Downland, no Council.
No, I want.
So,
if
that's
you're
why I'm
open
a little
up-
bit down. That's why I'm a little bit more down on this game as a B- because, outside, like, what adjustments were made in this game? Not a lot from game 5. Or
There
sorry,
was a small one. There was a small adjustment. He went small ball in the fourth quarter. He had Embiid out for like a couple minutes there. I guess he
but he still
learned from
played
last
him.
game. He did not play 24 minutes.
Yeah, he's still playing him 48 minutes, man.
I know. He played Embiid 11 minutes out of the first.
That goes to
12.
show. That goes to show he does not trust B-Ball Paul or Mo Bamba in any kind. He's not going to give them not an inch of court time. To come on.
This
I mean,
proves
like you said,
that we're missing Covington. It proves we're missing Covington because Covington can play small ball 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Payne is better than Buddy at this point, no doubt about it. He's one of the very few guys that can actually pull up and hit and create a shot. Melton, I don't care. You can't shorten the bench this much. Expect to have anything left. We've said it 1,000 times, man, but I would love to see B-Ball Paul and Embiid on the court at the same time and just throw them a wrench. Just see what happens for a 3 or 4 minute stretch and see how the Knicks adjust because this is the difference. You won the game because you won the rebounding factor. And if you can do that, the Sixers have a good chance. Josh Hart, 1 of 3. DiVincenzo, 1 of 7. McBride, 2 of 7. So hopefully there's a sign that things are kind of falling back to averages.
right.
But they'll get a little bit less hot.
But those guys play hotter down here than they do up there sometimes. So I mean, especially the Josh Harts, the DiVincenzos. Again, we all know their story. Yeah. So I mean, they'll be bringing their wildcat luck down here. So it is what it is. So man, like I said, I just want to see this team. I would like to be a fly on that bus heading back to Philly. How do you keep this flow going? How do you keep that winning morale going? How do you keep the mentality as it is, stay afloat? All those things, you know what I mean? Like you said, you're obviously going to buy Maxey there a car, but you just, like you said, how do you keep afloat and say, listen, we're not down, we're not out. Listen, it's 2 more. We just need 2 more, and we and then it's on to the next. So just taking 1 game at a time.
Yep. All right, let's wrap up tonight. Mitch, final thoughts, plugs, time's yours.
It's actually kind of funny. A friend of mine said we're going to force this to game 7. So I bet him, like, if we go to game 7 and win it, I'll buy you lunch for a whole year. So my money's on the line for the next 2 games. So hopefully that will matter. But, yeah, guys, they got to win. Very crucial. Thank God for Maxey. If it wasn't for him, we would have been heading back home. So, yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Mitch Toxie. You can follow me on YouTube, Mitch Toxie, and the Hardcore Sports Network. Fly Like an Eagle podcast on Thursday.
All right. What about you, Pat?
Same final thoughts and plugs. I definitely think the 76ers take this back, but like I said, I'm not overlooking into the challenge. I am taking one game at a time, see how this team makes all their adjustments, and see how Joel Embiid if he gets head on right, and stop blaming everyone. You take care of yourself on the floor. Make again communicate, work with your teammates, all that stuff. I want to see what kind of adjustments Nick Nurse makes. Will he stretch the bench just a little bit more? Will he make all like you said, play small ball, all those sorts of things? Take it easy on Joel Embiid a little bit. Um, there's all those X factors come into play. So I'm curious to see if we can fight and live for a game 7. So if they could take this a game 7, this is going to be a lot of fun. The series has been fun. You just never know what's going to happen. I just on paper when I looked at it, I thought we're going to look at series number 2. It's not. It's been a rocky road. We battled back. We won today, and let's see what happens game 6. So, but guys, again, check me out right here at Edge of Philly Sports this Thursday night, 9 o'clock, talking Union Soccer. Union Soccer has been on has been a little bit of a losing streak, so we're going to react to that. And of course, PM and AM with me, Mike Lauro, and Al Safiri. Guys, if you need a good laugh, a good chuckle, talking fun, Philly sports and beyond. So, guys, check us out this Sunday morning at 9 o'clock.
All right, man. Pat for Mambler at Pat for Mambler on X.
Yes.
At Miskowski for Mitch on X. This is my final thought. It's on Toby. It's on Toby to give us this exact level of scoring and efficient offense, and Embiid just to focus on rebounding. Embiid had nearly the same amount of offensive boards in this game than the entire Knicks team. And that's my final take, is that get Embiid. He's hurt. He's clearly hurt. He dug deep here in the overtime. He's pushing his physical abilities to the limit, man, and then some. Just let him focus on rebounding, defense, and hopefully our other guys step up. Big shout out to Toby for this one, man. That was a big moment. Thank God to Maxey. Are you kidding? Go to any playoff game and point out a player that accelerated. Brunson had 40 points, 47 points last game, and beat at 50 points. It was Maxey tonight. So thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you on Thursday night. We're still alive. He is Pat. I am Dobbs. That is Mitch. We'll see you Thursday. Stay awesome.